Hi there, so a nice stretch series today, coming up onto your knees. So just have a nice cushion or something or towel that you feel you can pop your knees on. And just drop that tailbone underneath you and create some length and space between the vertebra, top of the head just reaching to the ceiling. And from here we're going to place our hands on our shoulders, and I want you just to start with circling those elbows. Just finding that length through the spine as you circle. Making those circles a little bit bigger. Noticing how those shoulders are feeling for you today. And then circle back the other way. Again, starting small. You're not trying to put any discomfort into the body. Nice, and making those circles a little bit bigger. And just notice what's happening in your rib cage as you circle. And now bring those arms down by the side of the body. Take a breath in, notice how that feels for you. And now just rub your hands together. Warm them up there. And then let those arms drop by your side. Notice how they feel. Take a nice restful breath in and out. Nice. Then from here we're going to place those hands back on those shoulders, and this time we're going to bring the elbows forward so they're pointing towards the video in front of you. And I want you just to take the elbows up towards the ceiling, feeling this length through the body. And feel how your upper back starts to extend, and you might feel the ribs lift, that's okay, but don't lean back. And then feel your shoulder blades just glide down into your jean back pockets behind you. So just let them glide down and start to lift the breastbone, lift the heart towards the ceiling. Getting a nice length, so there should be no compression. I want you to think the spine's getting longer as you come into a gentle back bend. You're not tipping your head back or over bending through the neck. Feel that you're getting some extension in the upper back. And now just let those elbows lead the movement, rolling your chin onto your chest. Those hips can fold back a little bit as you just roll your upper body over an imaginary ball in front of you. And then from here, let the hips come forward over the knees, restack through the low back, and now start to find space between each vertebra as those elbows reach up to the ceiling, gliding the shoulder blades back and lift into extension in the upper back. And then reach those elbow points away from you and start to curl down. One last time here, my hips have just softened back a touch. Bring the hips forward over your knees, restack the spine, and then take the elbows up nice and slow, finding space between each vertebra. Let the shoulder blades glide down your back, pointing those elbows as best you can for your body up towards the ceiling, and find that heart lifting, extension in the upper back, not leaning back. Reach those arms up. Breathe into that back extension. And then nose dive here. Roll that chin onto your chest. Imagine that you're curling over a ball in front of you. Knees can fold back slightly. Keep the toes down as you reach those hands out in front of you. In this nice cat stretch, push the floor away and really deepen that connection of your abdominals up into your spine, stretching through the back line. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. And now lift the tailbone, articulating into that low back. Then let the belly sink in the rib cage. Let the shoulder blades glide down your back and together, and a gentle little look up. Nice and gently, don't overextend the neck. And And then just soften into a comfortable position and walk your hands over to one side, almost turning your hands at 90 degrees if you've got the range to your feet, getting a lovely side bend. There should still be space through the body, so if you feel like you're pinching or compressing, just walk the hands back out a little bit to where you feel your spine is at its most lengthened. Then the leg that's nearest your hands, cross the heel over the other heel. And now sit back onto that sit bone. So the one you're reaching away from your hands and dropping your body down into the ether. And you'll feel a nice side stretch. Scoot back up. And again here we're just going to sit back. Keep the length through the fingertips, space through the spine, scoot back up. Last two here, we sink back, sitting away. And last one. Lovely. And scoot back to center. Then from here, uncross those hands and place your hand in the direction where your hands are in this position, along in line with your knee, and then reach the leg, anchoring the inside border of the hip, of the foot. Push the hips forward and just side bend over here, finding length through the spine, opening up through the rib cage. Breathe into that upper body. Just hold here. Don't let the head drop. Find that you're just supporting that head and neck in line with the spine. Reach and lengthen those fingertips. And then you're just going to turn the palm down, turning the palm up. Just spiral through that arm. And then hold that arm in a nice comfortable position. Spiral through the leg, so toe up towards the ceiling, toe forward. And then onto your big toe, like you're turning the big toe down into the floor. Rock back, inside border of the foot, and then foot up to or toe up towards the ceiling. One more here, roll through the foot, big toe down, whole of the foot, and then lift the toe back to center. One more little rotation, spiraling through the arm, palm up, palm down, then reach, push up, keeping those hips nice and forward, lengthen through the spine. And again, no compression as we side bend through the other way. Reach and open up through the body, shoulders stay square. Then reach back to center. And then we're going to fold forward. So roll that chin onto your chest, roll over the ball. Let the hips sink back slightly and hands come out in front of you. Then just soften into a nice table position, back following the curves of the spine, and now just sit back onto your back heel and press back up. Sitting back and press back up. One last time here, we sit back, press back up. Nice wide shoulders, long neck. Nice, and then from here, just bring the hand in line with the knee, and then the other hand just opens up, rotating that breastbone to the side of the room, and into your thread the needle here, we just reach through between the hand and knee. Opening up. I'm not folding through the elbow, I'm just staying soft through the elbow. I'm not locking it out, but at the same time, I'm not bending it. One more here, and then just reach and back up. Then from here, place this hand down, and we're going to do the same thing. This arm opens up, a little bit trickier here, and then fold, and then open, and fold, and just keep this nice and flowy and soft, and open, and rock through, back to center. Soften those shoulders away from your ears and bring the knee back in. Oop, drop my roller. Then from here, into your cat stretch, drop the head heavy, round into the rib cage and tailbone underneath you. Lift the tailbone, really focusing on that articulation through the spine. So you widen those sit bones apart from one another. Sink through the belly, kiss the shoulder blades together down your back and look up. And then just roll through here. We're going to find that nice coffee table position and then walk our hands across to the other side so that your hands are 90 degrees to your feet, okay, if you can. Cross the leg weight, the same side that your hands are facing, across your other ankle. And now sit as though you're sitting out to the side away from those hands, finding a nice deep stretch through that lateral line and hold. Breathe into that body. And scoot back up. And again, we sit down. And come back up. 2 more here, sit down. Come back up. Last one, sit down. And scoot back up. Then from here, we walk those hands back to the center and we reach the leg out, anchoring the leg along the line. Opposite leg comes out. So we push the hips forward and then we take that arm overhead. Just soften those shoulders. Find length through the whole body. So just adjust wherever you need to. If you need to come higher onto your fist, sometimes you can put a block here. Anything that finds length through the spine. So you're not trying to compress the spine, you're trying to find a length through the waist, through the rib cage. Shoulders soft, that you can hold this in a relaxed, comfortable way. Palm down, palm up, palm down, palm up. Nice. 2 more. And just notice if that feels different for you from one side to the other. And then just lengthen the fingertips. And now foot up, foot down. Roll onto the toe, turning the foot down, foot up. Foot down, foot up, foot down, foot up. 1 more, foot down, back to the midline, turn the palm up, palm down. Nice, last one there. Lovely. Back to center. Then from here we push up and we bring the arm down and side bend over the other way and just sink into this hip and get a little bit of a stretch through the inner thigh as you open up there. Nice. And then reach back to center, breath in. Exhale, curl through the spine forward, place the hands down. And then come into a nice neutral spine, soften the shoulders. And then we sit back onto our heel and press back up. Sitting down, press back up. 2 more here, we sit, come back up. Last one, we sit and come back up. Then from here, arm comes in line with the knee. And then the arm that the same leg has out to the side, we open the breastbone to the side of the room and just let it fold and float through. So it's a floating light arm, just swinging, turning that upper body and swing, turning that body and swing. Back to center, place the other hand down, again in line with that hip bone, and we take it up to the side. Nice and light, open, keep breathing through the movement. 2 more, and last one, opening up and down. Nice, then from there we bring that leg in. Find those hands out in front of you and drop the head heavy, curl into that deep cat and think about sinking the tummy inwards but drawing that pubic bone towards your belly button, pushing the floor away from you. And again, without tension, just find that length through the back line as you open up into the spine. And then from here, we're going to walk your hands in towards your knees, deepening that stretch, and push your hips forward as you start to push the floor away from you and peel back up. And we're going to finish here with a little back bend. So the work we did earlier, hands on your shoulders, elbows forward, we lifted those elbows up to the ceiling. We lengthen through the spine and we open the heart, a little bit of extension. Hold that extension, take the arms long. And now just split one arm forward slightly and reach to the ceiling. Other arm, you're going to take back in the opposite diagonal line, down towards your heel. Now, if you start to get compression through your lower back, stop. But you're going to oppose those fingertips so that you get this length through the upper body as you reach towards your heel. Can you open up through the heart? It's not extension into the lower back. Try and find the extension through your breastbone up so that you're arching through the upper back. Okay, if you're feeling a load into the lower back, stop, don't go as far as your heel. Reach up, nice, bring those hands down onto your shoulders, find a nice neutral and circle. Then bring those arms forward, we drive the elbows up towards the ceiling, opening up through the spine, sliding your shoulder blades down the chest wall and hold. Reach those arms up, extension into the upper back. Then reach the opposite arm forward slightly, and then the other arm comes down on the diagonal line, and you're going to reach as you back bend towards your heel. Other fingertips reach up to the ceiling, opening through the heart. No pressure into your low back, no compression. If you can't reach your heel, just don't go as far. And then scoot back up. And then roll that chin onto your chest. Let those hips fold as you bring those hands out in front of you. Then just soften the elbows, lift the tailbone, brush that breastbone along the floor as you hinge forward. Rock back, rounding into your cat stretch. Sit back on your heels. And breathe into the back of the rib cage, just finding relaxation here. And you can stay in your shell stretch as long as you need, as you just then, whenever you're ready, roll back through the spine to finish. And that finishes today's session.